Not just transport. Most of when you are writing it has general foundation, it has common elements and common ingredients. So, but we will domesticate it, we will try as much as possible to relate it to transport and logistic research. Who will share opportunity, that the opportunity available, and who are the funders, and provide some insights. We'll look at transport research ecosystem, and also we'll discuss about the tips for designing a grant-winning proposal. On personal level, like I said, I'll be sharing more of personal reflection and experience on what I've done and some of the pitfalls, some of the challenges I face in the my own little space, and what I've experienced right from when I started with just ordinary travel grants. I got a travel grant to by FOVO Research and Education Foundation from Cariska, and then from Harper Glory Center for Shipping and Global Logistics at Queen Logistic University in Hamburg. Also Queen Foundation are also sponsoring and for travel grants, and also Australian College of Road Safety. And in terms of funded research, I've participated in some research projects funded by multilateral organizations, funded by international research organizations such as VREV, TED Fund. Even locally here, we have TED Fund here in Nigeria, and then defunct USAID, and then even our own Lagos State government here. And then the World Bank have participated in some of the. So most of the things I'll be sharing today will cover the experience I've gathered as far as these projects that I've participated as far as they are concerned. So let's start from looking at, as a researcher would like to look at the origin and the foundation of every thing we are doing. We will normally start from definition. When we look at the grant, a grant is a sum of money provided by a government, foundation, or organization to support a specific project, and mostly is the essence of supporting the project is to have a kind of a public benefit or economic benefit, social benefit, and environmental benefit, but there must be something behind that funding and sponsorship. And coming down to research, because grants may not be specifically for research alone. Grants can be for NGOs. NGOs also apply for grant, but in our own field, while you are writing for research grant, this research grant is specifically to assist researchers and institutions, and then to conduct studies and research and experiments, investigation that can have, or that will have, a kind of impact on the society. So that's what grant is all about. Then why funding, why grants, why funding research? I know a lot of people will say, oh, do we have government wasting money? Do we look at government as just not know what to use money for? But in this part of the world, I know our impact in terms of funding of research is very, very low compared to what we are experiencing in other developed clime. But mostly we fund research because we want to bring solutions to our problem, and not just ordinary solutions. We have what we call evidence-based solutions. When you want to treat a medical doctor want to treat any ailment, there must be something that, okay, this is what to use, and what to use must have been the drug must have been tested by a series of research for you to know that, oh, this can cure this particular ailment. That's research for you. Research gives you evidence-based solutions, not just hearsay, not just intuition that, oh, this thing can work. No, but it's like doing it in such a way that the evidence is there to back whatever solution you want to prefer. So in our own climate, we talk about urban logistics, we talk about mobility, research and safety, climate actions, and logistics. Then research drive innovations, policy change, and real world impact. Real world impact, that is the key word there, because the output of every research the output of every research must be a kind of a societal impact, a real world societal impact. And when you have this impact can come in form of a policy change, it can come of doing things differently in terms of innovations, and then apart from that, it also helps in building institutional research capacity. When you involve in a research project, you learn new things, you work with people, you collaborate. There are so many things that are totally not available within your own environment. When you collaborate with developed universities, you learn so many new things. So that's why when you participate in research grant or you win a grant, you have an opportunity to learn new things and then to develop your capacity. But in transport, we have so many key actors when it comes to research funding ecosystem. We have actors such as multilateral and development agency, such as World Bank, African Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, UN agencies like UNEP, like UN Habitat, UNESCO. So many UN agencies fund research projects, and then also have international research funder, as United Kingdom Research and Innovation Council, Horizon Europe, very, very big in Europe. And then agencies like what we have in our own Nigeria, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, as national research agencies, and industry and corporate funders like DHL Fund Research. We have some other organizations locally and internationally that are corporate organizations that also fund research. Then we have private foundations such as FOFO Research and Educational Foundation, Urban Studies Foundation, Blue Bank Philanthropies, Toyota Mobility, so many of them that also fund transport research. And then we have academic and bilateral partnership, that GIZ, Fulbright, and so many universities too that are kind of bilateral relationship and partnership for study exchange, study visit, and research exchange. Then in transport funding or funding grants and research in transport, we have different areas. Not just in, like I said earlier, is my general talk will not be on transport alone. It's cover every area of research. So we have different type of funding opportunity available. One of them is a competitive funding research grant, different types. This is like as the name imply, very competitive, because of the fact that there will be kind of an open call for proposal that will be released for 3 months, for 2 months. It depends on how the funder wants it, and so many people will respond and to undergo very serious peer review process, and we may have as many as thousands of applicants, and then at the end of the day, it may not be more than 20, 15, or 30. So it's always very, very rigorous, and it involves a lot of money. It's always involved a lot of money and then a lot of capacity and resources. Then we have other one called seed or pilot grant. This is just like a small amount of money to test idea or to pilot a particular research. Last year I won something like that with FOVO Research and Educational Foundation. We call it Forever Think Piece. Think Piece. It's a small research of around €2,500 just to come up with idea of what are the challenges facing next gen. We call next gen researcher. That's young researcher in sub-Saharan Africa. What are the challenges? Is a small a seed fund or a pilot research grant, though it's also competitive because it's open, but it's not a big amount of money, but just to test the idea and see what are the challenges in preparation for a larger core that will come later. Then we have institutional funding. Internally, universities also fund, research organizations also come up with their own funding to a particular, maybe in particular area, it's maybe in general area of research within the university. Also, we have fellowship and capacity building. This is to support, this always support individual, especially postdocs, early career researchers, maybe for conference attendance, to complete your research, to spend 1 year or 6 months as a postdoctoral fellows or researcher in different universities. And this is so common. And maybe later we'll get there. Is an area that as an early career researcher, and if you have never won any big research, it's area that you can easily explore. Some can be as small as 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 weeks, and so on and so on. And it's a very good way to launch yourself in the area of research and winning a grant. And then travel and conference grant. This is also like a participation support. In 2020 or 21, I won one with Volvo Research and Educational Foundation. We call it Mobility Visit. And 2022 to Kariska also sent me for 1 week to a particular to a university in Ghana. So it's always good, because when you do all this, it gives you the opportunity to network, to collaborate. And in some of the projects that I've participated, mostly I got the referral from someone that I've worked for. In research, there's this particular word, they call it Matthew effect. Matthew effect. That literally it means that if you have the reward for a good work is like another good work. That is, if you have a very good, if you win a research today, that one can influence you to win another research. Like it's called Matthew effect. So when you collaborate with someone and you did very well, there's the possibility of that same person giving you a referral, like, okay, somebody is looking for someone in Nigeria, somebody is looking for someone in Africa, or somebody is looking for someone in your area of research. Then the referral will come, and then like that's how the spiral effect of your performance will go on. So it's always good to start anywhere, to start at any level, and then from there you grow. And in grant writing, experience and your previous, what you've done in the past counts a lot. For example, you want to give me $10,000 and I've never handled $500 before. It will be very difficult for me, even if I have the best of research. That's why collaboration and partnership is very, very important even if you are the owner of the idea, but because of the fact that you don't have that network, you don't. Like I said, you need that partnership, you need that collaboration, and you need the experience. Well, winning a grant is not a child's play, whether we like it or you cannot just wake up one day and just want to win it. No, you have to prepare, you have to undergo series of learning, and then you have to develop your skill. In the later part of this presentation, I will also present some of the skill needed for us as a researcher or as early career researcher or aspiring researcher to some of the skill you need to equip yourself for what is coming ahead. Then, before you start preparing your proposal for grants, I was saying that you need to know some certain things. And then, how do you even start? If you see, like what is being shown, what is showing on this slide now, the first question is, what is the problem? You don't just write, because especially in grant writing or in proposal writing, we have different ways of going about this. First of all, we have one that's a proposal that is open. We just give you define the area, then you come up with it. And in some, you come up with maybe, especially when it comes to all this conference sponsorship, maybe you write your own, you apply, and then maybe based on the content of your abstract or content of your article, you're being selected to present it. And so, and whether it's type 1 or type 2 or anything, there must be a problem that you want to solve. And then that problem, apart from identifying the problem, why does it matter? Okay, this particular problem, and it's not just about winning grants alone. It's also related to writing any research. What are you writing on? Why are you writing this? Then at the end of the day, after coming up with it, why is it matter? What are you looking at the end of the day? And then who will benefit from this research? If I finish this, what will be the benefit? Is it industry that will benefit from it? Is it academic that will benefit from it? Is it theoretical benefit? Is it practical benefit? There must be something, or even time of contribution. There must be somebody that will benefit from that research. It's not just you finish your research and it's just resting on your shelf within your office or in your own house. How does it fit with your donor program? This is another area. And most of grant proposal used to be rejected based on this, because we don't really take our time to read through the call for proposal. We don't know the priority of our donor, our funder. We are not truly we are not having a true understanding of the priorities and the alignment and what our funders and donors really want. So it's always very important to understand, read the call for proposal very well, in and out, A to Z, to understand the content. When you understand the content, it makes you to align with the area that the funders they prioritize or what they are looking for. Even if it's possible, you read about what they funded in the past. I see the direction, then you may want to align with that or bring another area within the bigger area of donors, what do you call it, donor priorities. Then apart from having that, like I said earlier, partner and team is very important. If you don't have experience, partner with those who have experience, and then partner with reputable people or organization, and then not just organization that have name, but that has something to contribute. You are doing something on road safety, and within your team, we discover that there's somebody, or you partner with Federal Road Safety, or you partner with Lagos State Traffic Management Authority. You partner with local organizations that are very relevant, or that will provide information or input into what you are doing. It's also another area that can also help in starting a very good, what do you call it, a grant proposal, and also having a successful grant writing. Then you must also understand what the resources you need for you to succeed in terms of financial resources, material resources, and every human resources, every other resources will be needed. As you are moving on, you must identify them. So this is the point at which you start. You must know the problem. You must know the reason why you want to go in for the problem. You must align that problem, align with your donor priority. If you are writing, I have so many people that when they apply for conference, especially fully funded conference participation, you just write. Maybe you are working on a particular project, and immediately you discover, oh, this particular conference is available. Let me just drop this paper there. No, at times you get the paper rejected because of the fact that the conference has sub team and some area that you need to follow. But because your paper does not align with that, then some of them even be rejected. Even not conference, in publications, in journals. Once you are not aligned with the priority or with the direction of the journal, then it will be rejected. So it's always good to first of all understand the priority of your the donor, and then write and make sure that you align with that. Then generally we'll be talking about the tips now. What are the tips? What are the areas that we need to look at when we want our research to be funded? Like I said earlier, this one, you cannot joke about it, and you cannot play with it. Alignment with funders' priority. I have been talking about this because, and I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in this area in terms of rejection, in terms of even at times if you've won a project and later they explain to you that, oh, it seems your alignment is having problem with us. Can we do it this way? And then so many things. So it's always good right from the one you align, you demonstrate the relevance of your research with the donors focus area, and then with the funder's mission, and then with the current call of the funder. And then clear problem definition and policy relevance. Clearly states the problem your research will address. Like I said earlier, after understanding the donor priority, you must define your problem within the context of the funder's priority, and then show real-world impact. Now we are talking about sustainability. Then you need to align it with what is going on in the real world, and how your research will fit in. Here we talk about economic impact, social impact, or environmental impact. It can also be institutional impact. There must be some real-world impact that your research must bring to the table. Then Connect your research with ongoing policy debates. Like now, we talk about, like I said, sustainability, clean energy, resilience, and so on, disruption, emissions, all those things that are going on now, decarbonization. You can look at it in such a way that what you are writing will fit in. Even SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, how can I fit in what I'm writing into this particular area? And it makes it to have a larger impact. Though it has a connected conceptually and theoretically. So it's not necessary that you must write what is going on globally, but make sure that whatever you are writing, it has local impact. Because at the end of the day, after writing, what next? That your research must have impact, and it's good to have to demonstrate that local impact, and then you connect it theoretically and conceptually to global discussion. So the next one is methodology. Your research must have this, the rigorosity of the methodology must also be taken into consideration. You need to use innovative method. And when you are writing, it's different from the proposal most of our undergraduates used to write in this part of the world. I want to use mixed method. You don't use that one when you are doing, you have to explain, even if you are using mixed method, why this mixed method, you justify every single thing you want to use. You need to justify everything, because the methodology is another thing. That after, okay, you've established your problem, so how do you want to solve this problem? And that's your methodology, where you need to explain how everything will be, all other tools will be used in order to achieve the objective or solve, answer the research question. Then you need to outline where you want to get your data, the tool you will use, the models, and everything, and that will be done under your methodology. And then don't be over ambitious. Don't write like, I want to solve all the transportation problem in Lagos State, which we know is not possible. Try to be specific, yet in depth and very rigorous. Then, like I said earlier, local context and stakeholder engagement, very important when you are preparing your proposal for grants. Demonstrate that you have the understanding. You can do this when you are writing your maybe introduction. Give data, give what is, be current, know what is going on. Back whatever you are saying, back it up with the facts and data. So you show that, yeah, you really understand this issue, not that you just pick up one topic and you are writing without having a deeper understanding of what is going on. And then partner with people. If you are writing on road safety, partner with organization in road safety. If you are writing about organizational development, partner with organizations that are into that area. If you are writing in marketing, make sure that you partner with those who are what do you call it, who are stakeholders in that area, and then that one can also boost the chance of winning the grants. Then interdisciplinary and collaborative approach. This is another area. I remember anytime myself and my professor SG, we are applying for any VREF or any grant. That's one of the things. We don't just confine ourselves into transportation. Transportation is wide and has so many allied areas. You have people in engineering, you have people in management, you have people in economics, in social science, in arts, in psychology. So you don't just confine your area. And that one is a very big added advantage when you are preparing a proposal. Pick people that are not in your field, but what you're doing is tangential to to your research. You are writing on driver behavior. If you pick somebody from psychology, it's another advantage. You are writing about accidents. You can pick somebody from mechanical, civil engineering, that will give you information on maybe road structure or something. So it's always good to do all collaborative research for those who give you additional knowledge, and it's a very big added advantage when you are preparing your grants. And then, if possible, include private sector, NGO, and government agencies. Capacity building and knowledge sharing. When you are writing, even some organization will put it straightforward. VREF is always there. When you are preparing, there must be you must balance your team in terms of gender, in terms of career stages. As you are having senior researcher, you have mid-level researcher, you must have on the what do you call it, the lowest level of the ECR, you must have them, you must have PhD students. It's stated so that at the end of the day, whatever you are doing, is sustainable as you are leaving another set of people. That's even what led to VREF Next Gen. We have next generation researcher. That's as you are doing this, you must include some of those who are coming behind for them to also carry on with any area where you are stopping. So. And then include plan for dissemination is also very important. At the end of the day, after finishing with your research, most of our MSc projects, PhD projects, I'm referring to us in this part of the world. Once we finish, that's the end of the day. That's the end of it. We don't push it out. At times, we just publish it somewhere where even the how many the readability is not that so much. But when you have the opportunity of developing a policy brief, organize a workshop, participate in industry conference, not just academic conference, where they will see what you've done and where you can share the knowledge and share the output and the outcome of your research with them. And then it's also another added advantage. Also, you justify you develop your work plan in terms of Gantt chart, or you come up with a timeline, because as a project, when you are, for those of us in project management research, we know when we define project, it's a temporary endeavor that you have a definite beginning and definite end. So a project, you must have that timeline. We are starting this day, we are concluding this day, and all the activities, you must do WBS, work breakdown structure, where you break down everything to activity level, where we know. And then this, when you break all this structure into activities, it will also help you when you are doing your costing and budgeting. You know the activities and you know the cost involved in the activity. So, and then this, like I said, it's also help you when you are doing your budget. You itemize your budget and then give you the needed value that will be able to help you in costing and budgeting. And also indicate clear roles and responsibility of team members. You don't just put everybody because this person is my friend, because this person I know. No, you put those that will contribute. In project management, we have what's called RAM, Responsibility Assignment Matrix, and it's always there when you are preparing your grant proposal. You put, okay, this is Dr. A is in charge of this, Dr. B will provide this, Dr. C or Mr. C or Mrs. You provide everybody with the responsibility, not just like you are putting people together, and you show their what do you call it, their qualifications too, to show how relevant they are into the project. So these are some of the tips that can also help us in designing grant-winning proposal. Then, as we have it in writing thesis, the same thing. We have the same process here in writing grants proposal. Then, first of all, you identify a research problem. I've explained this. You define your objective and research question. This is also another very big area that majority of people, what I've seen, have problem. When you have your problem, and then some people will come up with objective totally different from what they've already identified in their problem. Because whatever the problem you identify, your objective or your research question must align with your problem or must be able to solve your problem. So it's always go after identifying your problem. Okay, our problem is traffic congestion in Lagos. Then how do we want to solve traffic congestion? Whatever project, whatever objective or research question we set must be in line with solving traffic congestion. So you put it side by side. This is my problem, and I have these objectives, or I have this research question to deal with this problem. And then it's also good to develop conceptual framework at this stage. The concept is give you the linkages, the relationship. When you identify variables, okay, how are we linking this? How can this one link to this? How can this one relate to this? How can we, when it give you like a kind of a visual opportunities of visual information to understand how variables relate to each other and which area are you looking at. And when you have that one at any stage, it helps you to know the direction in which you are going, which area do you want to remove, which area do you want to focus on, some other area. And then after you've developed your conceptual framework, you can also move forward to pick your methodology. Research design you want to use, data collection, data analysis, everything must be clearly stated, because you are telling them this is what I want to do. So you must make everything explicit, everything clear, that once you pick it, even it is also help you at the end of the day. If you have a very good proposal, implementing the research will not be a problem. It has happened to me so many times that, I got a call for a conference. I hurriedly put the abstract together. After submitting the abstract got accepted. But to write is a problem, because of the fact that it's not something that I plan myself properly, and I have a fully understanding of what, just because I just want to respond to that call. You responded, then when after accepting, they ask you to submit the full paper, then you are on it, no direction, nothing, because of the fact that you did not plan yourself very well. So it's always good to have a very clear plan at that proposal level. A proposal, proposal is just like a plan. Like in project management, we have project management plan. It's a plan of how to carry out the research, and it must be clearly stated. Then we have the structure for proposal documents, where we start from introduction, statement of problem, like we have it in thesis writing. You specify it, and the problem here is that I wanted to give the structure, but the problem here is each cause or each funder or donor, they normally have their own structure. There is no generic structure. It's only that we know that every proposal must have an objective. There must be methodology you want to use, and there must be a problem. So once you understand that, you must demonstrate the impact, whether societal impact, institutional impact, or whatever impact you are looking at. So these are like ingredients that you must, whether you like it, no matter the structure that your donor is using, there's some certain thing that you cannot move away with, that must be included in whatever you are preparing. And then you build your work plan, and then your timeline must be clearly stated, and then realistic budgets. That's another area that me personally, I've learned my lesson. At times, especially when you are starting at early stage, at times you over prepare your budget, and then at the end of the day, that one can also knock you off, because they'll say that your budget is not realistic. Yeah. So, like I said, in terms of budgeting, this is another area that is very important. Now, I've mentioned like 3 or 4 areas now. Setting the problem is very key. Getting the very good problem, knowing the problem, and understand how that problem align with the priority of the funder or donor is very important. Knowing the objective, setting the objective based on your the problem identified is also very key to the end. Then having a very good team and partners is also another area. So if you've done this and you have a very structured, solid area in what I just mentioned, then another area is budgeting. You don't just budget anyhow. These are just picks like a key cost element within the budgeting system for proposal or grant writing. Then you can talk about personnel, data collection, you can talk about equipment and software, travel if it's there, dissemination, overhead, and indirect cost if it's allowed. Because some funder or donor will tell you that they don't fund overhead, whether directly or indirectly. Some they fund salary, some to tell you that salary is not part of it. It's only stipends that they will give you. Some just allowance. It depends. So that's why the genesis is to understand the core. When you understand the core, is you've scaled through stage 1, and it's very rare for your proposal to be rejected if you have followed the curve very well. At least you move on to the next stage. Then after understanding that the content will now be the next stage, but first of all you follow what the funder wants, then you move on to the content. Then that one will be another stage entirely. So for budgeting, we look at this general area, which can be broken down later into different aspects of. We talk about personnel. type of personnel, how many, data collection, how many enumerator, what kind of tool do you want to use, transportation, everything. But these are just like a general ones, elements that you can work on when you are preparing your. So another aspect that I said earlier that we'll discuss is skills. As you are preparing, or as you are looking at how to be a very good grant winner, areas that's based on personal experience, based on what I've learned from my senior colleague and from different research. As a researcher, whether you are preparing a grant proposal or not, as a researcher, you have to be very versatile when it comes to research and analysis, strategic thinking, writing and communication, project design. And I always appeal to people that when you want to really be, you really want to be a good researcher, you must take any course in project management, because research is about managing a project. So you need knowledge of project management for you to manage your research project very well. So you develop your feasibility study, project work plan, evaluation, monitoring, all those things. They are part of project management that you really need to understand very well. So team building, how do you collaborate? Policy awareness. When you are writing something on transportation, you don't know what is going on in transportation space, both locally and internationally. You are writing on exports, you don't know the challenges facing in global logistics nowadays. So you must know what is going on, not just about academic paper. You must be aware of what is going on in that space. Like I said when I started, demonstration of in-depth knowledge of the area you are writing is part of the things that can help you when you are designing or when you are writing, you're preparing your proposal. Budgeting, monitoring and evaluation, adaptability. How do you want to handle risk and that come up within the project? And then presentation, especially when you have defense, there are some grants that involve verbal or oral defense that you need to defend whatever you put together. You also need the presentation skills to show that, yes, I understand this and I can do this for you. So there are the focus area of the skill area, and then the tools that are needed are also stated in the other column here. Then what are the common challenges when it comes to grant applications? We've talked about this, misalignment with funder priority, then vague problem statement. People just put it, we don't even look at it. Something that is not realistic. It's not realistic. You just feel that, oh, I want it to sound very attractive or very interesting. But at the end of the day, you are just writing something that is not realistic. Weak objective, lack of innovation or originality. That's another very key area. What are you bringing to the table? How original is your thought, is your idea, is your project? So what is that new thing that you are adding to the practice? What is that new thing that you are adding to the knowledge? Very important. Even all this, like when I'm preparing any proposal nowadays, some of these things I do it like a checklist. And then when you want to give it to maybe your colleague to go through it for you, you can do it like a checklist. Put it down there. Okay, can you look at this? And then can you check based on this checklist? Can you look at my proposal? Does this fit in? That's why whenever you give any grant or any proposal that you want to write, from that call, you can pick up a checklist. What is the direction? Like when you are preparing your CV, you don't have a generic CV to share with everybody. You tailor your CV based on what the job you are applying for. The same thing with proposal. You pick at the call, you look at the key content of the call, you bring it out as a checklist. And then after preparing, as you are preparing, you see whether what you are preparing is in line with that checklist. And if you can do that, at least you are a bit ahead of others who are not following that process. Then poor writing and organization, inadequate methodology, unconvincing impact or outcome. Like I said, real world impact is also another area that funder always look at. What is the impact of this this research you are doing? Are you just doing it for doing sake? Do you have any academic or methodological impact, any theoretical impact, any practical impact? There must be something that this thing is bringing to the table. Then weak budget justification. You are writing budget for something that is not realistic. Your budget is over ambitious, it's too much, and you just over cost some certain thing. So missing component or non-compliance with the donor structure, poor team composition or lack of capacity. Yeah, like I said, even this thing happened to me or to us in my team very recently, like early this year. You got a call, and it's a very big call, close to $150,000 or $200,000. But we know after reading through the call, we know within ourselves that we don't have the capacity. Though we can try, we can just put it, but based on the requirements, after reading through, I contacted like 2 or 3 of my research partner. Say, no, this one I can't be PI. I know I cannot do the PI for this. We need this at this level. This is the type of person we need to be the PI. That is we call principal investigator. That will be the PI in this. We can support as a co-PI, but to be PI on this project, you need to be. And then when you know that, why wasting your time? You can look for those who are already there who can support you. You can look for even the requirements that the university that the PI, the University of the PI must have is also another thing that I know my university, I'm not yet there, and we try as much as possible to look for partner who we can work with that have all those things. And then the beauty of it is, if you, after getting that person or after getting that university, you are also there. It means you've participated in that research, and in the process you learn. There are so many things. Oh, this thing we can have it, we can go for it, and then the skills and the knowledge and the experience that you get from that project is already part of what you have. And then you can also, if you have something like that similar in the future, then you can also put in for it because you've participated in something bigger like that in the past. So it's always good. Understand where you are, understand your capacity, understand what you can do. And you don't just jump on every call. That's another tip. Don't just jump on any call. Oh, this one is there. Let me just go. No, no, no. If you are doing that, you are just wasting your time. You are wasting your energy, and it shows that you lack focus, and then you won't be able to focus, to have that mastery in your own area of research. It's always good. It's good to be the multi, like you belong to so many, but it's also good to be focused, because when you are focused, it builds your capacity, and then it builds your specialization. So rushed submission. Like I said earlier, you can have, maybe you are opportune to see a call today and it's closing tomorrow. You just quickly put everything together. That one alone is a recipe to rejection. You know, when you rush, just put everything together like quickly. No, no, no. When you want to prepare for grants, it's different from writing abstract for conference submission. Totally different. Grants, you have to do it meticulously, diligently, and you have to prepare it in such a way that you know that, yes, at least whatever is what's doing well. You prepare for it and you put your mind there that, oh, this thing I will win it. Then nowadays, technology has already helped is helping us greatly when it comes to research. And these are the technology that can be, or AI tools that can support you in grant writing, from ChatGPT to Gemini to Grammarly, QBots. We have Canvas, we have Python, we have Jasper, we have deep learning. So many. We have Google Scholar. So many of these that can help you. We don't have that time to go through this one after the other, but this slide I will give it to the organizer, and then can share it with us for start small. Especially, this is like I'm focusing on early career researcher and postdoc and our undergraduate or master student that are not have much experience when it comes to grant writing or proposal writing. You have to start small. You look for small grant, fellowship, grant of $500, $1,000, $1,500, $1,008, travel grant, all those small ones. At least when you start small like that, you are building your portfolio. You know, you are building the portfolio of experience that, okay, I've done this, I've done that, and gradually. The first grant I've ever I won was summer school grant by Hapag-Lloyd, the Center for Shipping at Queen Logistics University in Germany. That was my first. The other one supposed to be my fault, but that one is not like a competitive grant. I submitted article of I submitted to a conference, African conference on supply chain and operation management, sponsored by Queen Foundation, and my abstract was selected, and I got that one. I didn't write any, just about my abstract. But the one I wrote proposal for, that was the first one, and then I got the sponsorship, and it was a very great experience, and I built network. Like I said, network is very important. When you go to all these conferences or workshop or even if it's industry conference, not academic conference, you build network. That network has been helping, and I think you can also use that opportunity, whether local or international. Try to build network, and who knows, the day that those network will be very useful for you. So start small at any level, at any point. Then if you have never experienced any, then I know from that point, then like I said, you are building your portfolio, and then gradually it will scale to the next level. Join larger team or network. If you have done your MSc or done your undergraduate, make sure that you have a very good project at the end of the day. Then you can turn it to proposal. You can turn it to idea to a bigger level. For example, here in Nigeria, pick one particular area in Lagos to study the transport system within that area. At bigger level, you can look at the entire Lagos State or bigger environment, and then it's going to be a very big good thing. So you can turn your thesis into something that can help you. Find mentors and collaborators. You don't just do it alone. You learn. Especially these proposal writing things, and even writing article, preparing article is always good when you have somebody that can help you, that can share experience with you, not just to write. Because another area that people used to get it wrong. Oh, I have this, my thesis, please, can we work together on this? Can you help me to turn it to article? No, that one is not about me. That one is beyond mentors. You do it, you give it to your to your senior colleague, or to your even colleague that you think is a bit knowledgeable in that area, to look at it, provide the feedback and observation, and from there you can move on to the next level. So then the persistence, rejection are part of the journey. That one, you can never shy away from it. You get rejected every now and then, but that persistency is what. And as you are getting rejected, you don't see it as negative things. You see it as experience. You know that, oh, after this one has provided me with this observation on why my paper was rejected. Then you can use that one to also learn, and then as you are preparing the next one, you know what you need to put together. And then peer review. Don't just have people around you that are also in the same environment, or even locally or internationally. That's where another collaboration and networking is also very good. Share your work with those you trust, to look at it, provide constructive observations, and then from there you can move to and then celebrate small win. Even if it's just $100, celebrate it. It's no celebration. It all boosts morale. When you win, even at any level, after winning anything, you have that morale. It serves as a morale booster that can help you to move on to next level. So celebrate small win and stay aligned with real world transportation. If your research focus is on transport, do things that is relevant and that people will really see, and have societal and real impact on on our environment. And then the last one, I wanted to put this slide. I don't know how I forgot it. Some areas, maybe I'll hide it before I'll share it. Presently, the courses that are available for those of us that are looking for opportunities, some of the courses that are available, like Urban Studies Foundation, is present for those of us that have PhD and you are looking for fellowship related to urban studies, anything urban, whether urban transport, urban studies, anything urban research. There's a particular course going on in that area. And then I know that the also I think it's Ben Foster fellowship. So I had like 10 of the ongoing fellowship that some of us that qualify or that are eligible for them, that you can apply and see if there's any opportunity. And then when you apply, at least if you don't win this time around, then you've learned a lesson, and it will help you to prepare further in the next or any other one that you are applying. And then try to network, be active on this social media network like LinkedIn, where you can see. So because you may not be able to see every course, you may not be able to understand, but when you belong to right network, you see all these opportunities are available. And then there's some of the things that that I've been enjoying is that all this my network, when they see any opportunity, after they share with me or they post it, and I leverage on it. So it's good to collaborate and follow people that you think they are in your field. If you are not in transport, if you are in any other area, logistics, supply chain, marketing, business admin, follow those that I know they are senior, they are researchers, have done so many great work in that area. Then you can leverage on that network to get more of your own. Thank you so much. So in the final word, this is what funders are looking at, or they are thinking. We fund solutions, not problem. Then show us your path to impact. That is what is going on in our funders and donors thinking. Mostly, they don't fund problems. They want solutions. We all know problem. But what are the solutions to this problem? And then what do they want to fund? They want to fund that road, that path that you want to take to bring solution. And that path must be impactful path. That is the one that will have impact at the end of the day, not just the solution that will not have societal impact. Though you have the solution, but can that solution bring about impact? So that's my last word. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me. And I'm so sorry for all this network issue. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. That was so powerful presentation from you. Wow, we found solution, not problem. Show us your path to impact. Wow, that was so amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it today. I'm very sure many of the researchers in the house today, they've learned one or two things on how to seek for grants and also be granted. They are actually real applications, there are skills to learn. You don't just write. You need to collaborate with people that matters to your proposal, and that is one of the takeaway and things that we need to take away today. Thank you so much. I'm very sure there are many takeaway also. So I'm very sure if anyone in the house have a question to ask, maybe one or two questions before we round up, and at the same time we leave to